Our main character thinks of summoning Earthlings through the Soul Gate and making them believe Arsilan is just a game by creating an immersive story so that they can fight and prevent the destruction of the world. For someone who is a game director, a mage, and also the youngest son of a conglomerate family, this won't be a difficult task to achieve. With only 3 years left, he sets out to save Arsilan. We see him gathered with his family for dinner, where he tells his grandfather that there is something he wants to do. His grandfather scolds him, asking if he wants to study again, reminding him that he almost died. Jinwoo tells him that he wants to develop a game. The whole family is shocked by the news, as they ask if he is sure about his decision. After he confirms, they are all proud and happy. His grandfather is even moved to tears and offers him a gaming company as his discharge gift. Jinwoo is happy because it is an almost ruined company, meaning he can do whatever he wants with it. He then wakes up in his original body in Arsilan and begins mapping out the game's story. A new character suddenly appears and gets jump-scared by him while she is busy working. We learn that she is Arsilan's greatest writer, and her name is Tia. She explains that she has been putting together every story she has ever written into one massive tale, giving the citizens of Arsilan a temporary mental escape. Jinwoo pitches his idea to her and asks, "If you wanted someone to fight for a world they don't belong in, how would you change their mind?" She suggests giving them a sense of belonging and says that a tragic love story would be perfect. We then see her imagine a savage man who falls in love with a beautiful elf, but before their love can come true, she meets a tragic end. She then says, "That's when you offer comfort. Tell them who the enemy is and help them," as she laughs menacingly and continues rambling about her ideas. He is impressed by how quickly she came up with the story and realizes that if people become immersed in a tragic narrative, they will naturally begin acting on their own. Noticing that she is completely lost in thought, he tells her that if everything goes well, millions of people will end up reading her story. The thought alone excites her, and she immediately tells him that she'll do anything to make it happen, even become his slave. Jinwoo explains that they will first conduct a beta test with 3,000 people who will arrive in Rainsort. He asks her to write an immersive story that will motivate them to fight the erosion. She asks if the newcomers are beings from another civilization, and he confirms that they are. The two decide to turn Ebent Village into the tutorial area for the game. He explains that since Arsilan is already an existing world, it won't be difficult to complete the story and submit a proposal to the gaming company his grandfather gifted him. He tells us that he plans to create a fully immersive game where freedom is guaranteed and players can do anything they want. However, he believes that this alone won't be enough to convince the employees, so he decides to create a demonstration video. He calls upon his servants. Moments later, Jinwoo steps through a portal, where he is greeted by his loyal subjects. 3 new characters are introduced. The first is Hasman, a baron. Next, we meet the former pope, Halon. Both of them praise Jinwoo for all of his hard work. Finally, we are introduced to the beautiful knight commander, Haina. Jinwoo asks Hasman if he is still capable of performing dark magic. He then reaches into a subspace and pulls out clothing belonging to a dark priest, asking Hasman and Halon to put them on. Both of them are left completely shocked. He then turns his attention to Haina and complains to himself that she is wearing far too much armor. Pulling out a new outfit, he hands it to her. She is embarrassed because it is far too revealing, but he insists that it is all for the sake of Arsilan. After she changes, he tells her that it looks good on her. Although satisfied with what he has so far, he feels that something is still missing. After thinking for a moment, he comes up with the idea of adding a saintess. His first thought is to contact Saintess Tabasa, but he quickly dismisses the idea because she is already old. While deep in thought, he hears children playing nearby. As he opens his eyes, they land on a new character, a succubus named Aerie. Without hesitation, he tells her that she will become the saintess. Completely confused, Aerie tells him that she can't become a saintess because her race can only seduce people. And with that, we finally get to see the complete lineup for the acting. We see the elf disciple tell Jinwoo that she has gathered 130 other disciples, just as he asked. She asks why everyone is dressed so strangely, and Jinwoo tells her they're going to be doing a bit of role play. Confused, she asks what he means, and he explains that it's all to save Arsilan. He tells everyone that he has awakened as a transcendent, and they all congratulate him. He then explains that he will summon heroes from another world and that he needs their help setting up the game's presentation. He asks them to make a video, thinking to himself, even though they look overwhelmed, they can do it, since mages make the impossible possible. We then return to Earth, where Jinwoo steps out of a car and is greeted by an employee at his new gaming company named Secretary Kim. They exchange greetings as they enter the building, and Secretary Kim tells him that he has gathered all the employees. We are then introduced to the head of game development, Mr. Han, who is looking at his phone reading about Jinwoo while asking himself various questions. Jinwoo walks into the meeting room with confidence, and the employees are immediately impressed by his presence. He tells them they should begin the meeting and reviews reports showing how the company has been struggling and that several employees have already left. He tells everyone that since everything has already fallen apart, they might as well start fresh. He hands out copies of the story he wrote with Tia and reveals his idea of creating a fully immersive virtual reality game. Everyone is taken aback by the proposal, but Jinwoo confidently declares that he is going to turn the gaming world upside down. He then asks if they have a large open space where he can demonstrate his idea. Once all the employees are gathered, some of them still doubt his vision. Suddenly, the lights go out. Jinwoo places a mysterious square object on the ground, and it begins to glow. A massive magic circle appears beneath everyone's feet, and the room instantly transforms into a vast, grassy field. The employees are stunned as a dragon suddenly appears before them. Fear spreads through the crowd, and Jinwoo calmly declares, "This is Arsilan." A breathtaking landscape filled with dragons and countless magical creatures unfolds before their eyes. The employees are left speechless and ask if this is really the world inside the game. Jinwoo simply smiles and replies, "Pretty convincing, right?" The peaceful scenery suddenly disappears as the sky darkens beneath a solar eclipse. A dark priest raises an army of skeletons, and they charge straight toward the terrified employees, causing everyone to panic and run. Just as the skeletons are about to reach them, a beautiful knight rushes in to protect everyone, while the saintess calmly tells them not to worry. Rays of holy light rain down from the sky, instantly destroying every skeleton in sight. The employees are amazed as the saintess and the holy knight save them. We then see a smile form at the corner of Jinwoo's mouth as everyone becomes completely immersed in the experience. Pleased with the results, he realizes that everything is going exactly according to his plan.